right. Like I said, I don't know how many of you are going to be able to join me. I think a lot of you were taking or doing that VIP workshop. If you're a VIP, you have the opportunity to purchase a scrapbook and card kit, and then they're doing a live event today and yesterday, or today and tomorrow. Or no, maybe it's only today. I'll have to double check that. Anyway, that is going live right now. So some of you may be a part of that, which is just fine. You can always watch these later. We've talked about that. I do already have the Design Space video portion of this up on the website. And then tonight, this creative session will be loaded on the website. So you can either come here to Facebook or you can end up watching it on the site later. Okay? Hi, Laura. Hi, Sherry. Sorry, guys, that I'm late. I was part of that VIP group, and I'm watching Karen create, and I totally lost track of time. All right, so I did want to show you guys real quick before we get started. I just put a video up on my YouTube page showing how to make these little tags. These three are all Cricut items. This does have a SVG image on it. I walked through the process of uploading SVGs, cutting out the images, creating these little 3D dimensional items, and how to add iron-on vinyl onto wood. So if these projects look like something you want to give a try, go ahead and head over to my YouTube channel, and you can watch the video on how to make these. Those tags are actually from our Christmas collection. We had some tags out at Christmas, but of course I was sick, so I did not get a chance to make them. And I thought, you know what? Instead of waiting until next Christmas, I'm just going to make them now. That was for our Love Your Stash Challenge. Our creative design team has been doing what we've been calling our Love Your Stash Challenge all month long. And we've been using items up from our stash, which has been really, really nice. All right, I'm going to try to make sure my light is good and you guys don't end up with too much glare here. That is the only hard part sometimes in here is I just sometimes end up with a weird glare. Thanks, Laura. I'm glad you like those tags. The beads, there's a lot of like tag garlands right now that are out that are they're super popular on those tiered trays. So that's kind of what I was inspired by. I've seen a bunch of those tag garlands and those little tags with the pom-poms. So that's kind of where I got the inspiration. And then I decided, like I said, instead of saving them for Christmas, I just thought I would use them up and get them done for spring. All right, so you should have all your parts and pieces cut out. I did a 5x7 photo frame. I think most of the papers I'm using here, I mean, literally I have like a lot of different papers. This one is from that Perfect Match kit. This one is from our current mix-ins. And then a lot of papers came from my scrap bin. And these 6x6 paper stacks. Close to my heart now is selling these little 6x6 sizes. And these are perfect for your, like your little projects like this, where you don't need like a full sheet of paper. You just need like a little chunk. The other nice part, they actually, I don't know how well you can tell, they made the sizes of the patterns smaller on these. So they reduced all the pattern sizes so that it fits that 6x6 size. And those 6x6 papers are great for, like I said, for little projects like this. So did you guys get your overlays completed? Was that a project that was a little bit difficult? Did you feel like it was a bit overwhelming? Um, did you have to go back and kind of redo it a couple of times until you had the look that you wanted? So you're going to see like some extra items over here on the left side. I am just going to be grabbing like from my scrap bin and my embellishments as I create the scrapbook page. You will probably end up doing the exact same thing. So feel free to raid your embellishment stash. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my photo mat down first. The background is a pink color. I believe it's like a ballerina color. And so it's kind of got this watery swish mark. The plaid is actually peach. So I made sure that when I was cutting out the hearts, I did add in some peach and some pink, just so that it made it look a little bit more cohesive and like it was going to go together. If I had kind of missed out on any of the peach or pink in the hearts, I think it may have this may have kind of stood out and looked kind of odd. Now, you are more than welcome to lay this flat. I'm probably going to pop it up on some foam tape just because I like adding dimension. So Sherry said when she made hers, she just kind of, it wasn't perfect, but she just left it as is. And I will agree with you on that one. Sometimes I have done that. I've just went, you know what? This is just how it's going to be. And you know what? When people see it, they don't know what it was supposed to look like or what your intentions were. Usually they just think you're pretty awesome and you figured out how to do that. Laura said she built hers today and had fun with that. And she tried to overlap. She likes the look. She did redo it a little bit. Which is okay. I've done it's actually something I'm in the process of working on. When I first started my blog and I first started paper crafting, I mean, I dabbled in paper crafts, but I wouldn't tell you, I mean, I had no clue what I was doing. I just kind of, I had scrapbooked probably like 15, 20 years ago. Gal, let's see, how old is he? So I probably started scrapbooking in like 96, 97 for just a couple years. I got into paper piecing, so I really enjoyed doing the paper piecing. But I mean, I had no, you know, what goes with what matches what, how to put together this with that. I mean, I had no idea what I was doing. It was just fun to, you know, record memories of my kids. And then I took like a 15-year break and was then introduced to the Cricut machine. Yeah, that gets you in trouble, doesn't it? No. No, I was introduced to like the old school Cricut machines, but still I fell in love with them. I mean, I was like over the top excited, thinking, you know what? And at that time I was making my own home decor. I was, you know, and I'm just thinking this Cricut machine would be awesome for home decor pieces and to make stuff for my kids' classrooms. And, you know, I mean, that's kind of where my brain was going. Nowhere in the world of paper crafts. And I ended up, close to my heart at that time was doing a promotion. If you signed up as a consultant, you got a free Cricut cartridge. So I don't know how many of you know Cricut used to have all of its images on cartridges, and you had to put each individual cartridge in order to get the images on your machine. Thank goodness for Design Space. Anyway, so of course, you know, me being a Cricut addict already at that time, thought, oh yeah, you know what? I can, you know, sign up for Close to My Heart. I can, you know, sure, I can give this a try. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I want that free $99 cartridge. So the rest is history. I ended up, you know, really getting into the Cricut portion of it, and really enjoying, you know, learning different new things, and figuring out card making, and you know, basically just winging it. But back to the original story, I have gone back and looked at some of my first blog posts, first creations on Pinterest. You can still see them. I keep them on my Pinterest board, and I keep them there so that I can show people that everybody starts somewhere. But I'm kind of going back and redoing a lot of my older creations. Now that I've learned some new things, some new techniques, I'm just kind of going back and remaking some of them, because they were fun ideas. I just had no clue what I was doing at the time, and I didn't ever give instructions to people. I just showed people, look, here's what I made. I made a backpack to put cards in, but I didn't show anybody how to make it. So now I'm going to go back and try to get some videos and stuff. All right, you guys probably already have yours glued down. I just wanted to put some foam tape on there. Now, I did leave this. I didn't put foam tape here because I haven't popped a photo in yet. So I don't want to have anything sticky right there. Right now I'm going over to my computer and I'm popping up the Cricut Design Space file. Simply because I want to be able to see where each of these goes. Sometimes I forget, and I'll sometimes have my tablet or my computer in front of me, and I'll just take a look and go, oh, okay, that's where I put that image. So I kind of went in and double checked where each one of the colored hearts was going. Now some of these are going to go up on foam tape, and some of them are going to go flat. My hearts, now depending on how you sliced your hearts, how you put your, you know, when you guys were doing the contour to be able to get these heart shapes, depending on how you do that, some of your hearts are going to, some people's hearts are going to fit right in like a puzzle piece, like mine are. Others are actually going to be underneath, where you have to kind of glue them in place, if that makes sense. Let's see, I think this was one. Yeah, this was one that I cut, and it ends up being smaller. So I'm going to need to tuck that underneath. Now you guys can, if you cut anything out of cardstock, you can dry emboss them with an embossing folder. I saw a lot of you guys did that on those Valentine cards we made. You ended up dry embossing those front panels of the card, and that looked really cool. So Sherry, I did see your post today. I don't know, Laura, if you saw it or not. Sherry was showing off some pretty awesome stuff today. I was like amazed at all the stuff that you made. So Sherry, you have a wagon ride company. Did I read that correctly? All right, there we go. Yeah, this matching game is sometimes fun. It's like, oh, where does that one go? Where does that one go? Yeah, I think Sherry said she was making some items for a wedding, and she was making some items for her wagon ride company. And all those different vinyl projects turned out amazing. Today I was finishing up some of the finishing touches for next month. Laura says that Sherry rocked it today. She saw Sherry's creations too. They were just awesome. I was like, wow. When my son got married, we did an entire day of just getting Cricut stuff made. At the time, my daughter-in-law she was finishing up her student teaching and, graduating. So, and they were in the process of getting ready to move like 8 hours away. So, I mean, we basically did like a full day of just running the Cricuts, me designing, her designing, my son and my husband out in the garage painting and So, Sherry, a horse-drawn vehicle business. So it's more than wagons. Wagons, carriages, hay rides, hearse. Okay. Weddings, funerals, proms. Wow. You are busy, girl. When my husband and I were dating, he did horse-drawn carriages for both proms. That was kind of fun. Then your son is getting married in April, so you're trying to get everything done. Yeah, at least you have power now. Sherry was without power last time I talked to her. That had to be a mess. I'm glad, yeah, a lot of my Texas friends are finally getting, life is feeling like it's kind of getting back. So I don't know if you can tell, some of these are going flat against the page and some of them are being popped up. So I'm trying to, as I'm deciding on which ones pop up, we talked about that visual triangle as we were building the colors and such in Design Space. Missed a foam tape piece here. So I'm kind of doing the same type of thing as I'm building this. The ones you can see there's kind of a little pattern here of ones that are being popped up, and I might end up popping this one up here in the end. I think I might just do that real quick. But some people don't like 3D foam tape. We were just talking about that in the VIP classroom there. Some people are not fans of foam tape. So I don't know. Are you guys fans of foam tape? Some people don't like the bulk in their scrapbooks. They kind of are like, no, I don't want to put any foam tape. Everything's going flat on the page, which is perfectly fine. I have no qualms about it. You do you. As long as you let me do me, we'll be good. I'm sure Laura's met me in person. So she knows that I'm a bigger goofball in person. And now that she's moved to Colorado, I need to make an excuse to see her more. Right now, nobody can see anybody, though. It's kind of a pain. I think it's just hard. I mean, I understand the purpose why we can't, you know, we need to be very cautious and we need to be very careful. But morality levels are really low for a lot of people. Yeah, I'm excited. When you told me that you, Laura, that you had moved back to Colorado, or moved to Colorado, not back to, but to Colorado, that was kind of, I was like, oh, that means I might get to see her at a crop or at a workshop or something. But, you know, then of course everything hit. And so I'm hoping this next year life starts to look a little bit different. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really hoping. So I'm probably going overboard on the 3D foam tape. You guys are probably like, she's nuts. I just realized I put that one in the wrong spot. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out where this one, that doesn't fit there. Okay. So I got to rethink how I put this together. This is what happens when you don't label things. Let's see. Like, am I missing? I'm wondering if I'm missing a piece somewhere, which is highly possible. I cut this out last week, and I kept thinking, you know, with your luck, you're going to end up losing a piece. That still doesn't, oh, wait, there we go. I just need to flip it. So, let's see, that goes there. Okay. I'm sure you guys have all your pieces and you don't have anything in the wrong spot. See, and that doesn't look right. That goes there. I mixed something up somewhere here. Let's see, this goes here. That's not fitting right. Red and red. Okay. So this does go here. Sorry about that. I swear my age, the older I get, the worse I get at things. So that one fits perfectly in there. And it looks like this red one does go here. So that black piece should fit there, but it is not. So I'm guessing I put the wrong black piece back here. Let's see. that one goes in there. Probably should have numbered these. There we go. There, that only took an, you know, a brain surgeon to figure out. Goodness. All right, so I did cut some extra hearts. And then my plan was to also grab a couple of little things from the sticker sheet, just because they're so cute. You can. They're just fun. So, when we were talking about designing this, we were talking about that visual triangle. So you can see I've got some reds, 3 reds. I've got 3 blacks here. I have 2 pinks. And then I have 3 blues, or 3 pinks and 3 blues. Okay. So I did cut like some extra hearts to go in and kind of pop in some extra colors. And I was making sure as I was picking out these colors, so like this one is a little black heart, okay? And so then I'm looking at, okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I probably am going to need like a 5th black item on here. So that's where then kind of the little, the title then kind of came in to play. Because then I could have kind of that play on black and form just this nice visual. I did add in another dark pink color. So I made sure that I also cut a couple of hearts out of that pink color so that when I am putting this together, again, I can kind of look at, okay, where do I want these different little pinks to go so that I could form, you know, that little visual that we were talking about. Okay. I'm hoping that's making sense. A lot of people don't. I had one lady, she argued with me kind of till she was blue in the face that there was no such thing as visual triangles and that kind of thing. And that is perfectly fine. I did not argue with her. I just said, okay, if that's you, do you. But every time I bring up a visual triangle at a workshop, she does not believe that that kind of theory is out there. So I said, you do you. If you want to use that visual triangle to kind of help you, go for it. If it just confuses you, then don't bother, okay? So Laura says she had to get on Design Space too and try to figure out where everything went. Glad it's not just me. I feel like I was like, wait a minute, this should be easier. All right, so there's this little You're Cute. I think I'm gonna pop right here. And I've kind of got this little dark pink heart. There, I like it there. And I think I might add some black on top of that. trying to grab some different layers of tape here. You guys were a little bit quiet on the how much foam tape do you use or do you not use foam tape? Like I said, we had this discussion in the class today that I was taking, and some people are huge proponents of foam tape. They think it's awesome. They love using it, and others are like, no, thank you. I'm not even gonna touch the stuff. Let's see. Got this little black heart here. Let me pop that up real quick. Let's see, so I've got some dark pink and some dark pink and kind of some dark pink here. So Sherry said she has to kind of look at stuff too. That's why she likes the picture. And I am glad you mentioned that, Sherry. I had some people who were upset that they didn't want the picture just because when they were printing, they were like, this is a lot of ink for me to print. So I had taken the picture off, but I'm sure you're visual like me, Sherry. You want to be able to see the picture and kind of be like, okay, I need to kind of know what this looks like. So I'm hoping that that's a good solution then. That then we can have the picture on there that people can print when they want to print it, and people can not bother printing it if they don't want to, if that makes sense. All right, so I've got like red and red and red and red, and so I want to add like a fifth red element on here. So I'm just taking this little My Person tag here, and I still haven't decided if I'm going to be using the Be Mine. I had cut it out, and then I was kind of like, I have some other pictures in mind for this. So I may end up using one of these other titles, or the one I was looking at, I have this Chalking Up a Good Time and the Life is Better When You're Laughing. Both of these were ones that I was kind of looking at from a zip strip I had. So I'm kind of holding this Be Mine in place right now, just so I don't cover it. But it might not end up being on my final layout. All right, Sherry says she loves foam tape. She likes the dimension. Let's see, I kind of need something right there. So I've got some blacks, I've got my reds. I do want something here. So let's see. Like I said, this may end up changing a little bit just because once I put the photos on, that happens to me a lot. I kind of go, oh, wait a minute. Let me think about that. Does that happen? I don't know if you guys do you guys do well scrapbooking pages without photos, or do you need a photo to at least give you some idea of where to go? I know some ladies that do great. They can just sit and build an entire kit like this, no photos, and then they can dig through their photos later and they're able to find one that works perfectly. I am not very good at that. I used to create kits and I loved creating the kits for people, but I ended up getting rid of over 250 kits that were blank pages because I could not figure out how to put my photos on my own kits, because I had built the kits before I had the photos, if that makes sense. Laura says she has to have a photo. So it's not just me. I have to be able to kind of build around it. And I think that's why I'm kind of thrown a little bit here. Like I said, I'm probably going to end up kind of putting some little zip strips on here. Because I've got like this XOXO that's really cute. And so some of these little zip strips are always fun to just kind of pop in. And kind of add little tails to your little hearts there. And then I found this little black and silver strip, and I was going to pop it in because I wanted to add some little silver gems. The photo that I was thinking about has just some little bling in it, and so I wanted to be able to add some more bling on here. So I'll probably end up adding some zip strips on here, and I'll probably end up using a different title. The other element that you can look at adding, if you have any of these acrylic hearts, these just will add like some little bits of dimension onto your layout. And they don't add any color because they are white, but you can see they just kind of give it a little bit of a boost and kind of fill in some spots, you know, and kind of, but like I said, because they're plain white, it then kind of gives you that little bit of color, or little bit of dimension, and a little bit more of that heart shape without adding the color. So that's another thought for you guys. If you do have any of these cute little hearts, to add them onto the layout. You can also shade these. I did in my VIP group, I was telling people you can shade them with stickles, with alcohol markers. We have those gloss sprays. Those can be shaded. So you can actually change these hearts into, you know, give them some different color and kind of add them onto the page just for some fun, a little fun element. You could add some buttons if you wanted to. There's a lot of different options that you could do with this page.